Welcome to Vibes, Community, and Conversation, where we are
building connections, one vibe at a time.
One vibe at a time, baby. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we have Ursula Boykins.
Woo!
I call her Adrian. That is my niece.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And so we're just going to have some general conversation today, just talking about your life, being an entrepreneur, being a parent of 4, but then also some battles that you've had to deal with, and being able to talk about how good God is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So let's start out. Being an entrepreneur, you are the owner of the Shugah Shack?
The Southside Shugah Shack.
Southside Shugah Shack. I'm sorry, I had to put the Southside on it. So let's talk about the Shugah Shack. Where did that originate?
Okay, so like a lot of great ideas, they come out of desperation or necessity, right? So I used to work at Ceridian Corporation, if you know us, on 34th Street South. And when I was working at Ceridian Corporation, it was a great customer service job, but it was draining and it was taking me away from my kids. And to be honest, it wasn't enough pay, right? Like a lot of jobs. I was sitting at work and I literally said, God, please give me an idea that I can do, something where I have control over my income and I can decide how much money is coming in and out of my household based on the work that I do. And not long after that, I want to say I started that job in September, and that particular idea came to fruition by December of 2014. And I made my first candy apple at grandma's house, playing around. And I took some to my son's daycare for them to taste them. And they was like, oh yeah, this tastes like a grape Jolly Rancher. And so that's where, I would say that's where Southside Shugah Shack started. Prior to that, I was always a crafter and kind of a treat maker, but not on that level.
Right.
That kind of started the beginning.
And you get that crafting and stuff from your grandma and your aunt.
Right.
Montez, all of them.
Because if your grandma not the head of the sewing circle at church. And yes, it started right here at home. Right. And doing different things in Vacation Bible School and such.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, some great traits to have. Some great traits. So with Shugah Shack, I know you were doing candy apples. And then you've extended the business now to not just candy apples. Now you do shirts, you do graduation paraphernalia, you do all of these different things. How does that work for you? Has that been lucrative?
It's been lucrative as much as I've wanted it to be lucrative, and I'll focus on that later. But I got into that because there's no way you're going to be in the crafting world and not own a Cricut. And you know, when we first get a Cricut, we think we can make everything. Oh, I make all the shirts in the city. Mind you, I have a cousin. I have my cousin Chris Brainstorm. He used to make shirts, right? He had a whole t-shirt shop. But even before him, we had another cousin, Chris Robinson, who is like, his business is all make shirts, right? Mind you, when you get that Cricut, though, you think you make all the shirts in the city. Got it. Right? And that's how it started. I started out, I had a Cricut. I was making candy apples. I needed to make some toppers for the candy apples. And I have a friend who lives in St. Louis that I became friends with through Instagram, Candy. And Candy was like, well, we could start making shirts. So we got our t-shirts, we got our vinyl, and we kind of shimmied our way into making shirts. And then from the shirts came so many other things because a lot of people do stop at making shirts, but she and I, we would just bounce off of each other. Well, we can try this. And it has parlayed into, I make acrylic items. I do make a lot of, for this past graduation season, I promise if you didn't make money, it's because you didn't want to, because all I did was focused on making fans, the graduation fans that were custom. And I made hundreds of fans for people. And this was a really, really busy graduation season. So the thing about crafting is it can take you in so many different places. You can choose what you want to do in crafting. And that's going to be from tree making to t-shirt making to acrylic making, whatever it is. You can choose your thing and go with it. I am not a person that sticks to one niche. I like to do a lot of different things.
Right.
Has it been lucrative? It has been lucrative for me, and it has saved my family. Because I'm a divorced mom of 4 kids. So there have been times where I may be down to my last, but by the grace of God, I'll get an order, right? The order's going to come in, and it ain't going to just be no little order. It may be a $300 or $400 order.
Oh, nice.
And that $300 or $400 used to make a difference pre-COVID.
Right.
It would make a difference in my household.
Right.
You understand? So yes, it has been a lucrative business. The thing about me is I am used to working a 9 to 5. And there's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5. If I can just tell people, it's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5.
Right.
And the thing about it is I started doing what I do on that 9 to 5. I work in payroll, for those that don't know. I started that in 2014, and this is 2025. I've matriculated my way through the system to, doing very well. And it's hard to walk away from doing very well, having insurance to, I got to make I'm responsible for every single dollar. So it's been more of a side hustle, if you would, but it's been a good side hustle. And I've kind of switch gears because I don't do it as much now.
Right.
Because my job does demand a lot, but also because of other things that I'm dealing with. But when someone reaches out to me, I will still craft for them. Sometimes I charge, sometimes I don't.
Right.
But I do it just for the love of crafting. It's in me. It's going to be in me.
Definitely.
So can I go ahead and get my name on the list? I got to graduate and senior.
Absolutely.
See what kind of gear we can get for him.
And there's so many things you can do. And I think for me, I have a lot of stuff. I own so much stuff because I invested so much into myself and my business, right? I'm more so focused now on showing people that you can actually do it yourself, right? The thing about it is with crafting all of this, when you have kids, you want them to have the best and you want them to have all the custom stuff.
Yes.
And I can charge you a lot of money for what it is that you want, because I will charge you for my time and my material,
of course.
right? And it's 100% profit for me for a lot of stuff, because I have a lot of stuff. I did a candy apple order last weekend. The girl reached out to me last minute. It was a dozen apples, $120. I had apples in the house. I got sugar in the house, K-roll. So everything I needed was already there. So I didn't have to go to the store to get anything. So that $120 was all profit, right? So yes, I can charge you. But I more so want to show young women how to do it themselves, because it's a way for them to do it for their own children, right? And then not just that, they can turn it into a profitable business for themselves.
Okay.
And that's a lot of what I have focused on even over the years. There's a lot of people that won't share with you how to do stuff.
True.
And I'm kind of an open book on stuff. I have charged for classes. I've had classes and stuff, but I like to show people because I want you to be good at it and be even better than I am.
Right.
That's great.
And speaking of that, I know you were doing the classes where you were teaching people how to do the t-shirts using the Cricut. They got it with a package. They would get the Cricut and the different tools, different things.
Right.
So it's always good to share.
Yeah.
That's the reason for the podcast too, to share these type of things with people, because you're right. Many people don't want to talk to you. They don't want to help you.
Right.
We should be helping each other.
Absolutely.
But we want to hold on to everything when we need to release it. So, okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. And that has spilled over to your kids, right? My nephew Aiden, he gonna be the top chef. You know what I'm saying? That's his thing. But even with Ashlyn and Adriana, they can do things as well. They'll get right there with you when you're creating the things that you're creating. So you're providing that platform, that foundation for them to know, hey, I can do these things and make some money on the side or whatever it is, And I think that's what it's been with our family, side hustle.
Absolutely.
Because all of us.
Because Papa.
Yeah, that's
he
right.
had a main job, but my grandfather was a whitewasher, and he used to power wash homes, and he had so many different things that he would do on. I mean, it's in us to do it, and I can't help it. I'm always coming up with ideas to do things. And the thing about it is, my kids have no interest in doing specifically what I'm doing, but the creative side is still there.
Got it.
So with Adriana, she does hair. She loves doing hair. And that's just that creative side that comes out.
Right.
They don't want to touch a candy. They see candy apple. I don't want to taste this. I don't want to see a candy apple. But guess what? When we was in the gutter trying to get it done, they was right there.
Yeah, that's right.
Making deliveries, helping me do things. And they were real excited in the beginning, but it stopped being shiny. So the kids aren't, as enthused. But I always speak to them about having your own and being able to make your own way. That I probably talk too much to them about it. But with my son, he's only 15, but he loves to cook. And that's his thing. He's creative in the kitchen. And then Ashlyn has her own niche of things that she likes to do. She's, even though she's going to school to be an orthodontist, she does nails on the side and she's creative that way. So everybody has that creative bug. And if something happened and they needed to make money or something like they have that thing that they can do and say, hey, my mama ain't raised no fool. I know how to make money over here.
Yeah, okay.
Your grandma always talking to me, Lord, boy, you got too much stuff. I said, Mom, but I could go in that closet and pull that out and I can go make some money. I know how to make money off of it, So yeah, I love it that we got that from the family and stuff like that.
And I ain't got to learn to mix no baking soda with.
No, we ain't got to do none of that.
I ain't got to do nothing like that. I can go with the legit.
Yeah, I ain't got to worry about nobody coming to get me because of this.
Exactly. I can pull out a hustle and be able to make it my own. And that's the thing that I'm trying to impart on the young ladies, right? The other part of that is I am a divorced mom of 4, and I don't want to go on the tangent of the absent father, but at the end of the day, when you're doing things on your own and you don't want to have to reach out to people for help or the absent parent so much, you got to find a way to make it, right? And so that's the biggest thing that I try to impart on the young ladies when I'm sharing that, because I don't want to see you begging somebody else to get it when I know I can help you get it on your own and show you how to make it work for you.
Definitely. So I know you have a lot of friends on Facebook. They reach out to you. The good part about that is you all work together on so many different projects because you all know the other one's gift and talent. And so you're reaching out to each other. How many friends you have on Facebook?
Well, you can only have 5,000, so I'm probably at 5,000, but I probably have close to 8,000 followers. It could be more, but I don't post like I used to. I'm 50 years old now, y'all.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, she just turned 50, and now she having back problems, knee problems. You know what I'm saying? She done got the AARP.
Oh, okay, I got my card. I got my card. But no, I honestly don't focus a lot on posting. I probably should because I am monetized, but at the end of the day, I do have people that follow me on there. And I do try to show people, I really do try to work with people and show people what it is I know.
Right.
So.
Okay. All right. So, we're going to move to another side. So, tell me the challenge that you've been dealing with for a while now, which is the word that we all don't like, which is cancer.
Right.
When did that come about? When did you get the diagnosis?
Right. So November of 2023, I was preparing to go to a funeral, right, of my godmom. And I was not feeling right. It was like I would eat, but it's like it wasn't going through, right? I was feeling real ill. So I went to the hospital. Ultimately, in November of 2023, they diagnosed me with diverticulitis, and I can't remember what else, but they put me on the schedule for the month of April of 2024 to have a colonoscopy. I had to wait a little while, right? Because it's like they saw something, but they didn't see something. I really don't know. Can't explain what happened November 2023, but I was hospitalized for like 4 days. So I finally do go to get the colonoscopy April of 2024, and immediately the doctor comes out and says, this is cancer. He shows it to me on the phone. And ultimately, I was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. And I've been in treatment for stage 4 colon cancer now for a little over a year. I'm presently in treatment right now. I haven't had it in a few weeks, so today's a good day. But basically, I was diagnosed April of 2024. September of 2024, the cancer wasn't showing up on the PET scan. pet skin. And then we had 2 hurricanes. I had to have a emergency procedure, emergency surgery, and I was without treatment because even though it doesn't show up, you still should continue treatment to prevent it from coming back.
Right.
So by the time I made it back to treatment, of course, it had come back in some areas, right? And I did have the area removed on the colon, but it still shows up in the lungs, in the liver, and a couple of other little places. And so it's been a journey. To say the least. Did I cried in the beginning? I was my kids were very strong.
Right.
If they did cry, they didn't do it in front of me because they felt like they had to be strong for me. And I love my kids and I ain't gonna cry. But our battle song became This Means War by Charles Jenkins, which is a childhood friend from across the street at Mount Zion. And we used to just sing that song. And I told the doctor, we're going to send this disease back to the pits of hell where it came from. And so it is a battle, but it's not my battle.
That's right.
And, you know, your life can only go as high as your confession. And my confession is that I am healed, that I am whole, and that all is well. And so, I just pray. I trust God through the process. And I come from an amazing family that knows who to call on.
That's right.
And we know to look to the hills.
That's right.
You know, from whence cometh our help. And so has it been stressful? Absolutely. Because you really do get sick. But you know what? I'm okay. That's how I see it. I'm okay. And I have someone, she said to me that, you know, Ursula, you got it. She says this to me, you got to remember you're sick. And I finally said to her today, no, I want you to stop saying that I'm sick. I'm speaking life over this situation because you have a choice. The words that come out of your mouth are either life or death. And in my life, I am speaking life over this situation. And I'm choosing what God is choosing for me.
Right.
You know, not just, well, what God has for me is for me. No, I'm not.
Right.
I'm not just leaving it so what God has for me is for me. I'm choosing specifically what God has for me. And my prayer is that healing is in the plan.
Right.
So, yeah.
Healing and making you whole.
Absolutely.
That's right. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And dealing with that, and you mentioned about praying family. Imagine the people who don't have the support.
Right.
Like, what do they go through? Like, so can you imagine, and just tell me how you would feel like if you can kind of erase your kids being there for you and the other family, how would you
So I don't want to use myself as the example because my kids are there. My family is there. And I come from an amazing church family as well. And believe it or not, I come from an amazing Facebook family because some of these folks know the power of prayer. You understand? And I get the inboxes and someone even, Pauline inboxed me today. I went to high school with her, I believe. And she said, the Lord put you on my mind and I wanted to let you know I prayed for you. And so I'm grateful for that. But what I can say is there are so many support groups on Facebook where there are real people who don't have anybody and they've literally voiced that they don't have anybody. They've told their stories. And in my mind, I'm thinking, God, be with these people. Let them know that even now you have a strategy for their life and that there is someone there for them. And even when they do feel lonely, that you're there. And so I'm a natural encourager. So I will leave an encouraging word, but there are so many people, men and women, who don't have the support.
No, they don't.
You know,
they don't.
And they don't have anyone because there's been days when I needed help to do everything. And I thank God for my oldest daughter, Adriana, who has been just all of her life, who has been just my rock. You know, I have all of my children there, but there's something about that oldest daughter that I have.
That's the other mama.
Right. Grandma been calling her the little mama for a long time. And so she has been a major support. But there's nothing like your youngest child, who he's 15 now, he was probably 13 or 14, coming to let you know that he prayed for you or coming to pray for you. And all that is all in how they're being raised, right? And making sure that they know the power of prayer. And so that was powerful within itself, just to have your kids lay their hands on you and come and pray with you and say, you know, Mom, I had a talk with God, you know, and even Ashlyn, you know, talking about how she has prayed. And for those that know me, you know that my grandparents raised me, my father's parents, you know how they be like, oh, it's on the daddy side. We ain't gonna never be close to him. That's not my situation. My whole life is my father's side, right? And some people on my mom's side, but my mom has not been in my life, but my mom has even fasted and prayed for me in this season.
Okay.
So I thank God for that, because nothing lost.
That's
in
right.
the process.
That's right.
Nothing lost in the process. And yes, there are those people who go through it without having the support. And I just pray for people like that, because they, they come to the support group to tell you that. And, the people, they crowd around them in the support group. And even though it's just encouraging words, you never know what your words are going to do for someone.
And it's good that your kids have that foundation. They know what to do.
Absolutely.
And like you said with Adriana, I just watched her. I was like, look, she moving like she the mama. She making sure her mama good. She makes sure everything lined up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I told her, I said, I'm proud of you because you stepped up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey.
Yeah.
Just how did you balance it all? Like working, starting a business, and younger kids at the time. And then how do you just stay encouraged and keep them encouraged now?
Right. So I remember one time I had to speak at church, and prior to me speaking, Sister Willis, God rest her soul, had spoken, and she talked about being a mom raising children. And she was saying without God, she couldn't have done it. This is many years ago, if you remember Sister Willis, who was one of the top flight ushers at
Right.
And what I will tell you, and I said it then and I'll say it now, without God, I am nothing, absolutely nothing. And in my life, I've tried to focus more on the presence of God than just the blessings of God. And I have, you got to know, and Jazz, I've known you since you were a little girl. We were raised in it.
Yeah.
And so when you come from what we come from, you know that without God, we are nothing. My grandfather used to sing a song, without God, I am nothing, like a ship without a sail.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if it wasn't for me trusting and believing in God, even when I turned my back, but see, because that's where his grace is sufficient, right? Where he still is covering us even in the midst of our mess. And I do mean that, in the midst of everything that I may have done right or wrong, God was still there. And reminding me of who he is. And I can tell you, it doesn't mean that everything was easy. It doesn't mean that everything is easy now.
Right.
But God has truly, truly blessed me. I didn't finish college, but I probably make more than my friends that did finish college. And so, because having money is a big deal to be able to provide for your children, right? But in this season in my life, I'm not asking God for money. I go to my Uncle Mike for that. No, but no, I'm not asking God for money. I'm asking God for favor, because favor will take me further than any dollar can, right? And
absolutely.
So, is it easy? No, but I was also blessed with wonderful children. And I know y'all think our kids good, but my kids are great, and they're not perfect, but they're really good kids. I made a choice that they wouldn't be, feel like they had to go without just because the father was present when he chose to be present.
Gotcha.
I speak life into them as much as possible. And sometimes they probably get sick of their mama talking. Do you think I care?
I know you don't. I know you don't.
Because they need to be constantly reminded of the ills of the world.
Yes.
And they need to be constantly reminded of who they are. And they need to be constantly reminded that, they are great. And that they're going to be great. And that they come from greatness.
Yes.
I guess I'm praying. I'm always praying. I'm always praying. And that's how I made it through. And it doesn't mean that it wasn't rough. It doesn't mean I haven't had an eviction or had a car repossessed or been without. But at the end of the day, I still kept going.
Yeah.
I still made it through. God has given me good people, right? And I have learned over the years to listen to wise counsel.
Okay.
And not just that, but without wise counsel, you will fail. But with the multitude of counselors, there's safety.
Yes.
And so you learn to listen and you learn to watch, right?
Okay.
Other people. There are those who hear And I've heard this, and I always say it, there are those who hear and those who feel. And basically, you either going to hear what I say and take heed, or you going to go feel it.
That's right.
I don't know why I'm a feeler. I don't know why I'm a feeler.
I think a lot of feelers.
I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's a trust issue I got going on.
Okay.
But I don't really trust what you say. I need to feel it for myself. But there are those who hear and those who feel. And I'm teaching my children that, right?
Okay.
You don't have to bump your head.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I think I've taught them so well that I'm like, I hope I get grandkids one day. It's okay to marry, to get married. But they are so in tune with the things that I've taught them that they're paying attention, and they're trying to set their lives up opposite of how I did. And I'm okay with that because I want them to learn from me.
Yeah.
You ain't got to you ain't got to touch the fire. If I tell you it's hot, it's hot. And what I like is that they actually trust that. Well, my mama said that's hot.
Yeah, they ain't got to go see for themselves.
My mama had said that's hot. And they become the little mothers in their friend groups, if you would. I know Adriana. The designated person. And that just comes from me teaching her the things that I've taught her.
Yeah.
And if me teaching my children is going to let them speak those things to their friends, then we're doing something right.
Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
Oh, that's great.
Ashlyn just graduated from high school and now she's in college. And how did that feel to see her walk across that stage with all of the accolades and all of the different things that she accomplished?
So it's amazing. So I'm going to share this, and I don't share it. I'm not embarrassed by this because it's funny to me, but I know because I didn't live up to my full potential. And so what I'll say is it should have been embarrassing to me so that it could have driven me to a different place, but it did. I graduated number 401 out of 411. And my GPA was over a 2.0. I think it was probably a 2.7 something, but I guess everybody else was really good. 401 out of 411.
Okay.
My daughter just graduated, not just high school, in the top. She graduated magna cum laude, by the way, from high school. But she didn't just graduate high school. She graduated college, too, at 18 years old with her AA degree. And she had a bunch of, maybe 12 chords. She had a bunch of accolades, and then she got a scholarship to St. Pete College.
Nice.
Listen, I'm ecstatic. I'm excited. I'm happy. This kid is very driven. And the thing is, I have supported her as much as I possibly could because I wanted my children to be better than me. My oldest son graduated and went to the military, but this kid got over a 1400 on SAT. Baby, all I did was sat down. I ain't take no SAT. He got over 1400. My second daughter's in school for nursing, but she graduated with 17 college credits when she graduated high school. And had we shifted and moved to Georgia for my job, had we not done that, she may have done the same thing as Ashlyn. And now you have Ashlyn who has gone the extra mile and she's great. Yes, I'm excited because, and I'm not comparing what I did to them, but I'm making the point that your children should be better than you.
That's what we want.
And that's what you should always strive for.
That's
that.
Right.
I don't care if you got a doctorate, you should want your children to be even still better than you.
That's right.
And that's what I wanted, for them to be better than me, to strive that, to just go further.
Right.
And I had this thing where I have this fear of success. I know it sounds crazy, but I can encourage people to do things and tell you, recently someone told me, well, I went back to school because you told me I could. And here I am. And this person is she's on her way to her, I think, her master's, if she doesn't have her master's. But the point is, I will encourage people, but sometimes I don't believe it for myself, right? But I'm a great encourager. But that's what I've done. I've pushed my children to be better and to be greater.
That's right.
Because my son had told me that he was going to take care of me. And so I'm looking forward to that.
I know that's right.
He told me, Ma, I can't wait. And he came and sat on my bed one day. I just want to get, do well so I can take care of you. And it's not that I need my kids to take care of me, but what I will tell you is, for those who aren't investing in your children and who aren't taking care of your children, please do not look for a return on that investment.
That's right.
Because you may find yourself lonely. And that's not the sole purpose of your kids, but make sure you do what you're supposed to do with the gifts that God has given you. So that when the time comes, you reap the benefit of that.
Definitely.
Like my grandma has 5 children. Baby, she can't get rid of them if she wants to. Okay?
Nah,
You hear
she
me?
is blessed.
I hear you.
She is
can't.
blessed.
Yeah, she is overly blessed. I
That's
pray
right.
for God to bless me the exact same.
I hear that.
And more.
I hear
Mhm.
that.
Definitely. You know, you grew up with me and Joel pretty much. You know, we used to be like, man, she get on our nerves. Why she always want to be
Because
up?
I wanted to ride too.
She want to be with us. She want to be like, can't hang with us. You too young and everything.
Child, I done learned so much.
And the
I'm
picture
sure.
and the
I want
picture
to
that.
tell a story, but I don't want to embarrass.
Ooh, do it. Do it.
It's not bad.
I want you to tell it. I don't know how he feel about it.
I'll preface this by saying, I might not, but I'll preface it by saying my Uncle Mike is a saved, sanctified man. Sits in the church. He loves the Lord, okay? But I remember when you was like, yeah, because you know, you got to have like the candy store, and it's okay to have the candy store, but you got to have your little pieces of candy on the side too, because you just never know, you might want another flavor. I know he don't remember that. Now, you either pick it up, what I'm putting down, but he told me that I was so young, like, yeah, Mike.
Oh, okay.
You know, Lord.
He's delivering now.
Lord.
Yes,
Thank you for
praise
grace
God,
and mercy.
praise God.
Grace and mercy, Lord.
Yes. Oh,
No, Jazz was saying that to me. You know, you should let me interview you. I said, oh, no, we just.
I was going to ask all the questions. Yeah.
you should.
Be like, woo, boy, some stuff will come out.
The beauty in that is that God can and that God will.
Mm-hmm.
And that when you train up a child,
That's right.
you know, we're going to all come back to it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
You know what we were taught.
Yes.
And that's all we were taught here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I came along, my grandfather was born in 1919, and I didn't
That's
come
right.
here to 1975. He was real deep saved, sanctified, and Holy
Okay.
Ghost filled.
That's right.
So that's all that I know.
Gotcha.
I don't know
Mm-hmm.
the father that he may have been with his first children.
Mm-hmm.
But what I know is the word based
Yes.
on what him and
That's
my
right.
grandmother put into us.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah.
so,
And that's what
Yeah.
we talked about on one of the other segments, I think, when Agnes was on.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I
We
saw
talked
that.
about the New Testament
Yeah,
they kept in his
here-
top pocket.
yeah, absolutely.
Kept us grounded. And you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Just like you said, you know, that was instilled in us. Those were the seeds planted.
Absolutely.
And now they're sprouting and they're doing all these wonderful things. And it spreads through the generation. And it's all about building strong legacy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah. You know, I'm proud of you, Adrian. I'm proud of the things you've done
Thank you.
and gone through.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna get emotional.
No. Because if you do, I do.
We don't all need to be over here crying
I
now.
know,
Because
right?
if y'all start, I'm going to start.
No,
But-
I
yeah.
am a major crier, and the medication makes me cry even more. I'm
Yeah.
so emotional, like for real.
Okay.
But going back to my grandfather, he was all about the word, but he was the funniest man ever.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he cracked
Okay.
jokes all day
He would
long.
crack jokes
Yeah,
all day
yeah.
long, and
Okay.
you know, he was just fun to have around, and he took time and played with his kids, and he
Yeah.
was a real family man.
Yeah.
So yes, he spoke the word, but we
Mhm.
did have a realistic life growing up where
Gotcha.
he did. It was fun.
He used
I
to
don't want
play-
people to think that it was
Look,
all
look.
day long.
No. No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. Because he would say some things. Like I had a friend, and I don't know if I can say it. I ain't gonna call no name. So my friend came down to the house one day. He said, "Boy, you got that stuff all over you." And the reason he said that because the guy was real dark.
He was real dark. Well, my grandfather was real dark. So
Okay.
he would make
Yeah,
jokes like
he would
that.
make jokes like
And
that.
he'll
Yeah.
touch him and be like, looked like it was going to come off on me. You know, the guy was real dark. Handsome guy, but real dark.
Okay.
But he would make jokes like that about people being, you know,
Mm,
dark. But he was a very, very dark skinned
Okay.
man. So that's why he would
yeah,
do
he
Yeah.
jokes,
But it was always
and everybody loved.
everybody
Yeah.
loved
Yeah,
it.
everybody loved.
Yeah. So
That's
yes,
what's
we did grow up in a very, very religious home.
Mhm.
But the beauty of it is that who you know how some people, and I always say this, you meet them at church
Mhm.
and they're one type of saved, and then when they go home, they do
Mhm.
other things. They put the religion on the back
Yes.
burner.
Right.
Grandma them was saved all around. They got the
Okay.
All the
saved stamp
time.
of approval.
Yeah, all
Okay,
the time.
they was always.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, Daddy, we getting ready to play this game. Nah, you can't play that game. It got
Got
dice. Like, but Dad, it's just rolling the dice for the numbers. Yeah, no, we don't play with no dice in this
They
house.
took him back to his New York days and shooting dice on the corner, you know.
Oh, man.
But yeah.
But yeah,
So
that was
That's
cool.
awesome.
he was a good man.
That's
Yeah,
great.
definitely.
So
That's
All
great.
right. Well, we appreciate you coming on.
yeah, absolutely.
I know the information shared today will encourage someone else. You're an encourager.
Yes.
And I'm sure your 5,000 or more. I wish I could get 5,000 friends on this. No, but
for real.
it will encourage someone
Mm-hmm.
to be able to see what the challenge that you have,
Mm-hmm.
and that how you have embedded God in your life, right? He is there. That is the center. He is the mainframe, as we said before. He is the source. Without him, it's a wrap. Pastor Ricky said it the other day.
Yeah.
He said, if God just decided to snap his fingers and say, no more oxygen, we out of here.
That's it.
Yeah.
So whenever you can have something of that magnitude in your life, you need to have that in your life.
That's right.
Because that's for you. So,
Absolutely.
And if I can encourage anybody, my thing, I think my main ministry is to encourage young single mothers. Some people don't like single mothers. They've said things about single mothers, but because I can relate so much is when you are, and this is going back to what you asked me, how did I make it through? Because it doesn't mean that there weren't bad days, right? But God.
Yes.
And when you are in a dark place, don't forget that He is a lamp unto your feet and a light unto your path. And always depend and trust in Him. No matter what.
No matter what.
Even if you haven't committed your life 100% to Christ, He still loves you.
Yeah.
And remind yourself of that He still loves you. And He's still there for you. And He's not going to leave you.
That's right.
But He does want you to come to Him.
That's
And
right.
so, if I can leave that.
When others will walk away, He's going to always be there.
That's right.
And that's one of my, so I had another message I'm going to do at one point in time.
You got so many messages.
He's in the room.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always. I don't care what room you in. Emergency room, the bedroom.
That's right.
Whatever. He right there with you. When nobody else come to see you, to say anything to you, to encourage you.
That's right.
He's always there to encourage you.
He's always there to encourage you.
That's it. So
that's right.
My song is God Be Showing Out. He don't play about me. Right?
Yeah.
Pastor Mike.
Oh, and there it is right
there. He don't play about me, so that's it. That's it.
So remember when the three Hebrew boys were in the fire, there was a fourth person.
That's right.
The fourth person never came out of the fire.
Nope.
Yeah.
So he's still in that fire.
In that fire.
Every single time you're going through something, he's still there.
Still in there. That's right. That's
and
right.
Don't forget that, because I promise you, some days you feel like you want to give up. Don't give up.
Don't do it. That's right.
Keep going, because on the other side, it gets greater.
That's
Better
right.
is before you. Just don't forget that.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Definitely. All right. Well, man, that was powerful.
It definitely was.
Man, I'm about to pass the collection.
Okay. I got like $1.
Got $1. That's the no. We need a little bit more. So yeah. But really appreciate it. Great information.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So continue to encourage people.
Yes.
And be who you are.
Yep.
That's
Absolutely.
it.
That's
That's
right.
it. That's right.
That's all I know how to be.
That's it. That's right.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
In a world where you can be anything, be you.
Be you. That's right. Be you. I think I got one of them on the wall out there somewhere. Just say be you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about being like somebody else.
No.
Because I don't want 5,000 followers on Facebook. But if I get them, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. But,
And when God gives you a platform, have something to say worthwhile.
Yes. That's right.
I think we are in a place where everybody feels like they have to be cursing online or just doing all types of things. You don't have to do that. If you are blessed with a platform, say something worthwhile.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Definitely.
But I do put jokes on my page sometimes because I'm
it ain't nothing wrong with it. Little joking.
I try to keep it good. Well, I do keep it decent, but when something is placed on my heart to share with people, I will share it.
Okay. Right.
So.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. Share more. A lot of times we have stuff and we be holding on to.
Yeah.
Like you said, that can hurt. That can encourage somebody else. So.
But we're too afraid.
Yeah.
And don't be too afraid. You have to learn to live out loud and don't worry about the noise that's around you. They trying to mention something yesterday. You just got to do it. You just have to do it. Don't worry about who's around you.
Right.
And what's around you. Just still do what God has called you to do.
That's right.
And listen to the still small voice that's there.
Yeah.
Right.
It's going to guide you to what it is you're supposed to do. Don't worry about the people that talk behind your back.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't let them smile in your face. You can't stop people from talking about you
No.
behind your back,
No.
but you can stop them from smiling in your face.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Be you. Don't worry about people.
Yeah.
Don't worry about things.
And you just mentioned about what God calls you to do.
That's right.
I don't know why people think they could tell you what you're supposed to be doing if God didn't call you to do that.
Because you let the people tell us I'm a whole evangelist.
Well,
and I,
you know what?
Yeah. And if the Lord calls me to that, then that's one thing.
Right.
But I'm not going to let people tell me that.
Nope.
Well, this is what you're supposed to do.
That's right.
You know. I think in your one of your messages you were saying, this is another message, and you may never get before people to speak it. Your message may be just for the one that needs it.
Didn't I say that on
that
one?
You did. And I heard that, and I was like, you know what? He's right, because at the end of the day, I love one-on-one talking.
Right.
I probably can talk to a room full of people just because I have the gift to be able to speak to people. But I love when I can get one-on-one and I can look face to face with people and encourage them or talk to people. And I know that's what God has called me to do, is to encourage people. Real quick, there was a post on Facebook, and it was there was this letter that a person had gotten back from an employer that they interviewed with.
Okay.
And the employer was kind of rude, a little arrogant. And I made a comment and I said, the problem is employers don't realize that you're interviewing them at the same time that they're interviewing you.
That's right.
And that the questions that you're asking, is because you want to know who you're getting ready to work for.
Yeah.
You know what it's like, right? And so there was a lady that said, well, can you tell me some of the questions? And I just began to list some things, because when I'm in an interview, I have conversations. It's not formal.
Yeah.
I don't even allow it to be formal, because I want to talk to you and you talk to me. So I kind of laid out some questions, and another lady said, well, do you mind if I inbox you? Because I'm having some struggles. And I said, no problem. And I end up giving her my phone number. Don't know this lady, but this is just me on Facebook, because I do this and I talk to people, right?
Yeah.
And I felt led to talk to her. And this lady's in Louisville, Kentucky. She's in her 60s, and she's a few more years to retirement, but she's taking care of her mom. And she's having a hard time. Her job of 10 years ended. And if you can imagine, we're no longer in these protected classes anymore. They do not have to hire you because of the color of your skin, your sex, your age. We're no longer in protected classes under the new administration. And so I began to listen to her. And what I realized, I told her some things about her resume, but more than anything, outside of her needing help with the resume and help with questions, I felt the need to pray for her. And at that time, God gave me exactly what to say to her. Now, I don't know this lady from Adam. I just know that the desire for me to help her was there. And I began to just pray for her and encourage her. And we were believing God for things together. And she said, you know what, Ursula? She said, I feel so much better. She said, I don't know. She said, I know you said you do payroll and you got on this call to help me do this, but honey, you have encouraged me today. She said, I don't know she said, I know that's what you do for a living, but this is what you should be doing, And the thing is, I don't need to put it on the post and tell everybody to pray. I don't need to do that. It was that one-on-one interaction with Miss Shirley at the time to just encourage her and to make her feel better about that situation. And it's not me, and let me say this. I heard a pastor say this: don't fall in love with the fountain, just drink the water if it's life to you, right? Because people may look at me, somebody may not like me, don't really care, but you may not like me, you may not vibe with who I am, right? And that's okay for your own personal. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
But don't walk away not taking away what I said. You understand? Because whatever I'm saying may be there to help you. So I was just happy that I was able to encourage her and to help her. And now I don't know how I can roll that into a job. Because I don't think I ever want to be a big motivational speaker. I just, I say that's not what I want to do, but I like the one-on-one interaction where I am encouraging somebody. And just letting them know that even now, God has a strategy for your life. You have to trust and depend on him.
That's right.
Don't mean you ain't going to go through some stuff, okay?
That's right.
But God still has the answer. And I think on one of your podcasts, one of the young ladies talked about the resources. And Pastor Brian always says, God is the source. Everything else is a resource. But if you can plug into the source, forget about the resources, right? Don't just ask for the money, ask for favor. Because favor of God, the source, is going to take you further than any dollar can.
That's right.
Okay? So I'm going to need some money for this.
We'll need some money.
But no,
He got it.
Okay. All right.
But no, just, I do like encouraging. And I pray that I'm able to help change lives
Right.
more and more.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I like when people come back to me because, I don't need to hear the success story. God already said his word was, not going to come back void. So I know that part is done. I don't need to know the success story, but I like when I hear the success stories that someone said, you know what, you told me this, and this is what happened as a result.
Right.
There were 3 young ladies. I love telling stories, y'all, real quick. They were studying for their LPN exams. I only knew one of the young ladies.
Right.
And actually, I knew her sister, and she said, "Can you pray with my sister?" Absolutely, I could pray with your sister. Prayed with that sister. Then the other sister came. Then the cousin came, and all of them passed their test. You know what? It's not about me. It's about showing them what God can do. Don't look at me. Look at what God can do, and if you trust Him,
right. And so we just got through talking about people holding on to things. God put it into you to share with others.
That's right.
He blesses us to bless others.
That's right.
And many times we get blessed and then we get the big head instead of passing it on to the next one who needs it.
Yeah.
So that's big. That's big, definitely.
And your money too. Give people your money too. Not being funny, but don't look at the homeless man and be like, "Oh, God bless him. Let me get some food." No, go feed him.
You go feed him. Give him
or
something.
if you see someone that needs something and it's financial something attached to it, it's okay to help.
Yeah.
Right.
You got to let it go, because the more you let go, the more you're going to receive
that's
back.
right,
It's literally okay.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Be a giver.
That's right.
And in a world where you can be anything, be kind. Okay, that's my last one.
Yes, be kind. And in this climate these days, we need to really be kind to each other.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We do need to be kind to each other. Be vigilant and pay attention.
And pay attention to what's going on around you.
Because not everybody who's around you is for you. And I mean that for the person who may be sitting up under you. Not you, Jazz.
And the guy said the day I was listening, the guy said, they're in your midst.
They are.
And you sit next to them, you talk to them, you think everything is good, but they're sitting and plotting. Because you've become relaxed, comfortable.
Right.
Oh, no, they'll never do.
Oh, no, don't do that.
But they're the ones who are plotting and planning each and every day.
Absolutely.
And so we need to stay vigilant.
Stay vigilant and pay attention. But in all things, be kind, because you don't know where your kindness is going to take you.
Right.
You can change the mind.
Yes.
That's right. That's right. Definitely.
And God changes the mind.
Yes.
But you have to do your part too.
That's right.
I encountered in the past couple of days some waitresses that in the beginning of our interaction, they didn't seem like they were going to be, kind. I'll just say with the last one last night, we ended up hugging at the end of the night because we had I know what her kid looked like. I know we know her story.
Right.
You understand? But she started off a little rough. But I'm going to tell you, your kindness to people, they need to feel that I don't know what you're going through.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't know what I'm going through.
That's right.
But I have a choice in how I treat you, and you have a choice in how you treat me.
Yeah.
Right.
And when I feel like you're not treating me well, I'm going to continue to treat you kind because it may break through. And that's what it did. It broke through her.
That's right.
The girl Saturday, her name was Jennifer. Last night, the other girl's name was Alicia. And I'm grateful for them because they changed. They shifted up. How you treat people has the power to change how they're reacting. Use that power.
Yeah.
And stop snapping and coming at people.
Right.
Just because you don't like how they did things. You understand what I'm saying? Like, be kind. You have the power to change minds. Use that power.
And you want people to have a good day. They may be having a bad day.
That's right.
You can just literally say, "Hey, how you doing?
Absolutely.
Have a great day."
Absolutely.
They might say, "Wow, they told me to have a great day."
Absolutely.
It's the same thing with our young people. They're beat down many times at home, but the outsider can say something to them to keep them from doing something they was plotting and planning to do.
Right.
Because they need that attention. They want people to see them. And many times people don't see people. They just look past them. They so caught up with everything else. And they don't think about, wow, that person is going through something. Let me go over and encourage them. Let me say a few kind words to them.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so we have to always take that into consideration, no matter what political party they may be with.
That's right.
You know,
That's
we
right.
need to still be
And don't
kind.
send your kids out there angry. Mama, stop cussing at these children.
Yeah.
Stop beating the children on the way to school. Stop pinching them in private. You do need to spank them, okay? Because too many of y'all doing this gentle parenting and you trying to do gentle parenting in an ungentle world. That ain't going to work.
No.
Okay, because I had tried that too, but you got to be realistic, okay? But when you're sending them out, send them out well. Send them out health. Stop fussing at your kids.
Right.
And try to, I'm not telling you to be friends with your kids. I'm telling you to be kind to your children. Your first ministry is your home. So before you go in the world being kind, before you go out and try to give over here, give in your own home to your, I'm talking to these single mamas who I love so much. Be kind in your own home.
I remember somebody at church doing a message and they was talking about the kids and talking about beat them.
Who said that?
I think that was you, Jack.
Jazz, you ain't
She
saying
was
that.
doing the message and talking about beat them. The Bible said beat them.
The Bible said
the Bible said beat them.
I'm just doing what God said to do.
God told you to do that, then. That's what you had did.
So listen, it's not that kids do not need to be disciplined because the truth is, I'm 50 now, right? But kids gonna remind you when you was 25 and 24 and you had got that belt. I don't remember. But at the end of the day, yes, I did chastise my kids, whether it was with a flip-flop or a belt. Not often because they'd be afraid of your voice.
Yeah.
Right? But I did not try to beat my kids down. However, my blood pressure go up on social media.
Okay.
Because too many people are not chastising their kids.
They just let them do whatever.
I'm going to tell you something. People say, oh, well, that's just your opinion. You're right. It could just be my opinion. But the same way that kid slapped you in your face and you thought it was so cute, you're not going to think it's cute at 16.
No.
Right.
Okay? And I'm trying to tell people this is where it starts. When you allow these kids to do these things at home and to throw these temper tantrums and you just ignore, oh, he'll be okay. No, redirect it. It's okay to redirect it. You know, I'm not telling you to beat and kill your kid. I'm not saying that, but you do need to discipline your kids. Because the truth is, I would rather you do it at home than for you to do it, than for somebody else in the world to do it.
Right.
You know,
because in the Bible it talks about spare the rod, spoil the child.
But if you raise intolerable children, you're going to create intolerable adults who have entitlement.
Yes.
Okay. The same ones that want to call the police and tell on you and cry and do these things are the same ones whose parents allowed them to cry and throw tantrums and do all these things. And they simply say, well, just tell them you're sorry. Telling someone I'm sorry is not okay.
No.
Because you cannot apologize to a police when you're getting ready to get arrested. They still taking you to jail. It doesn't work. So teach them at home.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
My kids are not perfect, but they're not in jail.
Right.
And I pray that they never, ever have to go to jail. Okay, because I went for like 24 hours.
Uh-oh.
Poor choices, Jazz. Listen, but no, I'm seriously.
Yeah.
Nah, that's why I used to hear I always say, all right, y'all get ready to go to school. Make good choices today. I used to be like, what?
Make good choices.
What? Girl, you better go to school and listen and do what you're supposed to do.
But you know what? You have to. My grandparents weren't hard. I didn't get beat like that. I probably got beat one time, and it was probably for fighting in school.
Okay.
I did not get beat like that, but I also learned that I didn't want what Michael and Joel got.
Woo.
I didn't have to feel. I had heard.
You heard that?
I felt.
Okay, they felt.
Everything. Yeah.
I just heard.
I got you.
That was the benefit of being raised with older uncles.
There you go.
Know, they felt. I just had to hear from the back room.
Anticipation was something.
Okay.
That's all right. Wait till your daddy get home. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Daddy ain't coming home about 7, 8 o'clock at night. All day long. Mom, you need me to do something for you? Because you want her to just not tell your daddy.
Did it ever work?
No.
Okay.
First thing she'd be like, Orders, that boy such and such. Go to the back room.
Back room, babe. Oh my gosh, I had a flashback.
Look, I felt some chills. I started to turn around and be like, I ain't doing that. But he didn't abuse us.
Oh, goodness.
Let me tell you something.
He'll cry.
He would cry. He would whip you, and he'd say, I don't want to beat you, but you did such and such.
Well, don't beat me then.
And I found myself with my oldest son, Mike. he did something. Mama told me something. And I found myself being my daddy in the back room with Mike, whipping him, and I was crying.
Oh, wow.
And
You
I was
just don't
like,
want to beat
you don't want to.
Sometimes you be like, I'm finna get.
Yeah.
But you really don't want to be beating your kids. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I never really got whipped. Because that was one of the I didn't need to feel.
I got you.
I heard, so I didn't have to go through. Plus, grandparents are a little bit different than parents.
Yeah.
So by the time they got to me.
Oh, yeah, they get all the love. I just remember Adrian sitting on the little pony with the little cowboy hat. And
everybody got that picture
taking little pictures. I'm like, we ain't getting no pictures on no pony. We was around here. We just had dogs running around. So we didn't have no pony. What, we don't get no animals around here, right?
I did. I got a picture of me on a little white pony.
Yeah.
In the front yard.
Oh, that's awesome.
Chilling, yes.
That's awesome.
It's a difference with grandchildren.
Yeah, I agree.
I promise you.
Yeah, because now it's like mama right now. So her great-grands, I can say, well, mom such and such. Adriana or Ashlyn will call. What grandma say? Oh, for real? Yeah. Well, tell me all about it. But mom, I'm just trying to tell you about, boy, going on.
Exactly. Listen, and I don't know if it's because I was raised as a kid, it'd be the same way. The kids, I say, yeah, I call grandma. She'd be like, all right, well, I just want to check in. I'd be like, it's 30 seconds in the phone. I'd be like, well, hold on.
She got to go.
She gonna talk to them children?
Yeah, like she'll be sitting in the room, and she be telling my knees bother me, this and that. They show up and they out in the car. She done went on out the door. Be like, well, where you get that power from?
It's
that
different.
energy,
It's
bro.
The grandparents, and then with the great grandparents, it's different. And they really think that she belonged to them.
Yeah.
That's great.
They really think that.
That's funny.
Oh man.
And one of the other things I'll say as it relates to my cancer journey is this was not a storm that was on my forecast. I did not see it, didn't ever think it would be, but I've made up in my mind that I'm going to go through it. And that's the beauty of it, is that I'm only going through it. To go through something means that you're not going to be still there. You're literally going through it to come out on the other side.